Welcome. My name is Eddie Tia, and today I'm going to be presenting a proposal for dedicated school buses at Westchester University. So, this is the summary of my project. The problem is Westchester University has a lot of students who are from a different background, in a sense that some students are boarding and some students are not. And some students have cars, some students do. And because of this variation in the student body, it is very difficult for the overall student body to receive the need that is supposed to support them in various aspects. In this case, for sport, student lacking access to athletic facilities, and that's the problem. How am I going to solve this? To solve this, I plan on like just making student more aware, doing stuff that will make student more aware about the type of sports that Westchester offers, and also providing uh, buses for students to easily travel to and from various fields and jams and stuff like that around the school campus. Even if they don't have a car, at least they will have something that can help them travel to places that they need to go in reasonable amount of time. And so, just a basic background. As a student who have actually board and I mean who is boarding right now, I was actually a commuter back in my days. So when I was commuting at Westchester at this school, I found it difficult to actually stay motivated to like try out for sport. It was really hard. Like I didn't even had an interest in doing athletic activities at this university because like it was just really vague. I never once had um, like an invitation to like just check out athletic activities. Like I didn't receive any message, like how schools, like they usually have like this orientation process, like where you have like like representatives from like various sports and stuff. Like they do they come to you and like they show you what they got, and like if you are interested in all that stuff. I didn't have access to things like that, and I feel like students who could become potential like student athlete don't really they aren't aware of the various sporting activities at this university. And even if they are, like just trying to get access to these activities is like really difficult because they don't have the resources. And like so that's what I like to say as my from my perspective, from my background as a student who wasn't boarding at the time. This is very significant in the real world because like a lot of students who would like to have some sort of activities to do to like get their mind off work, um, or just to like some students are just like casual gym goers. For example, they want to hit the gym once in a while, or they want to like play with their friends like in a sporting events or something like that. And I feel like just having like events that will like bring students together, actually like make the overall student body of Westchester just, it makes them grow together, it makes them stay positive, it release stress and stuff like that. And the overall significance of this, like having dedicated school buses, um, is that people will be motivated to like try out new sport. um, and the hindrance of like not being able to travel to these facilities on time and like being able to like participate on time and like show up on time and stuff like that would not be in their mind, and it will actually relieve them of all that stress, and it will actually like motivate them. Like philosophically, like some people, their decision making process depends on the amount of resources that they have, and by presenting these resources to the students, it actually make their decision making process more positive and more easier for them, and it will motivate them to want to try out sport instead of like them just thinking about sport and just giving up because they don't have enough resources. So specific aim. So what I hope to accomplish, the broader view of it is that I want to make student aware. I want to raise awareness towards like sports and just yeah. And my specific goal is to to produce dedicated school buses. My apology for the error here in the text, but my goal is to provide means for students to have access to these sport fields that are like miles and miles away from the main campus, and yeah, and also like present schedules for these buses so students know when these buses are coming around, and like so they can be able to like show up and get on the bus and go to their activities on a daily basis. The working plan. So these are tasks that I'm gonna be doing to try to accomplish my goal. These are like researches that I might have to do. Basically, I plan on programming an application, a web application for this overall project, and this web application is going to be incorporating MongoDB, Mongo database for backend. It's going to have uh, Express for the server side, paging stuff back and forth. Um, it's going to have React for like visuals, and then it's going to have Node.js. Node.js is a server side uh, coding language that makes communication between server backend and front end a lot easier. Um, I also plan on like adding maps into this website, and then these maps will have like various points on it to point out like where you can find buses and when they are gonna be there. I'm gonna add information to that. Um, the plan right now is to download code editor with a built-in compiler, Visual Studio, and I'm gonna try to set that up with a backend cloud provider, a cloud service provider, place website. I mean, companies like DigitalOcean, pretty much. Uh, Cloud providers like DigitalOcean and AWS, Amazon Web Services. Those are the companies that I might be looking forward to. Um, I might look into to like find how I can host my service and stuff. And yeah, apart from that, I might have to find a website. I mean, I might have to find a map, and then yeah, and code everything together. So that's like my task. That's my resources, and that's my research. Is gonna be on like, I think the cost of like hosting. I mean, no, of buses, like how many buses we might need at this school, like depending on the distances and stuff like that, and like the schedule of like the sporting activities, like when does these specific uh, sport, like when do they like do practice and stuff, and I might have to do research on that, and like where are these activities located, like where are the facilities located. That might be my research, and yeah. So for budget, this could be a bit higher than what I'm presenting right now, because like hosting a service is a continuous process. Like keeping a website up is a continuous process, and sometimes you might have to renew the. Actually, you might have to renew the domain, like depending on how long you bought it for and stuff. So like the basic budget is 200 bucks, $200. This includes like buying a web domain. You can see like let's just say HostGator. This is like where you can buy a domain. For example, HostGator.com. The .com part of that title is the domain, and that you have to purchase. And .com's website are usually a bit more expensive than the other types of domains. But yeah, that's part of the expenses there, and hosting the website backend, the server onto DigitalOcean or AWS is also going to cost like monthly fees. And so like it ranges from like $10 up to like 300 bucks or 500 bucks depending on how big or small you want the cloud server to be. And this is like a monthly basis. If you are like an enterprise, like you can make a specific deal with the company and stuff. So that's like on a different level. Anyways, like the basic budget is 200 bucks, and again, Visual Studio is not gonna be anything. It's not gonna cost a lot. So I mean, it doesn't cost anything. So
I appreciate it.
please close that door. How long it's gonna take me? It's gonna take me like 2 to 3 weeks, pretty much, to get all of this together. And yeah, um, I already talked about cloud provider. Um, I think I'm gonna stick with DigitalOcean as my main cloud provider, based on my past experiences with it. So that's that. Disciplinary statement. So how does all of this ties into the concept of geography and the study? Basically, the main um, study that I'm going to be focusing on is the area and spatial study, and I'm going to be looking at the overall view of Westchester, and I'm going to be looking at the various location where I can pinpoint buses to be traveling to and from. And I'm going to be looking at like ways that I mean pathing for like easier access and like shorter distances, and like reducing the time that it would take for students to travel from one place to another. And depending on that, it might determine the outcome of like how many buses we need, and stuff like that. So, and where these buses location will be for student to wait. This is all geographic because I'm gonna be looking at I'm gonna be using mapping. I'm gonna be creating a map, and this overall mapping system all ties into the GIS, geographic information system, which also ties into geography and the study of that. Thanks for your time. I hope you guys consider this proposal, and thank you. Bye bye.